Hi everyone. This book review is about a book that I recently purchased at my local bookstore, and the title of this book is Introduction to the Methods of Grigori Grabovoi, and it is written by Svetlana, if I'm pronouncing that right, Smirnova, and Sergei Gillespie. In addition to getting this book, I also got another book, which is actually written by Grabovoi, if I'm pronouncing his name right, and I bought them together. There were other books listed written by him in the same store, but they didn't give any information on how to apply his principles. So basically, the whole concept of Grabovoi is number sequences. So before I get started on that, let me share the biographies of the authors. So it says Svetlana Smirnova. The neurologist and homeopath Svetlana Smirnova was born in Omsk, or Siberia. She graduated from the State Medical College and then worked for 10 years as a doctor in the neurological department of the State Medical Clinic in Omsk. Since 1995, she lives in Hamburg, where she founded together with Sergei Gillespie the Sovet Zentrum Center for Spiritual Technologies. She teaches seminars and workshops in Hamburg and other places in Europe for interested people from all walks of life. Now, Sergei Gillespie. After graduating from the College of Technology in Omsk, Sergei Gillespie worked there and later in Hamburg as a professional artist and designer in his own atelier. What is that, studio? I think. Together with Svetlana Smirnova, he studied GeoVoyager, the structure of consciousness at Bond A. and Petrov, a school for clairvoyance. Then at HOPE, the Center for Spiritual Technologies, N.A. Koroleva and W.A. Korolev, and at the Center for Spiritual Technologies, Arabjev in Moscow. So obviously, these people have a very extensive background. These aren't just your regular type of conscious people. It was like, oh, I'm wrapping myself in copper wire jewelry and my third eye is open. Like, these people have a very substantial background, and they're using their background in order to elevate higher in their spirituality and different systems. So this book was actually published through Gillespie Publishing, who is one of the authors. It was published in 2012. So even though this book was very short, I've been surprising myself. I've been getting a lot of books that are short, but they pack a lot of information, and this book is one of them. So I'm going to go through some of the chapters and show you some of the things that truly stood out to me. So throughout this book, they have some of Grigori's quotes. They'll ask him questions, and then he'll give his answer. So one part is, what is a disease? He says a disease is the lack of correspondence between one's desires and needs with one's existing tasks in the world. Disease must be considered under the aspect of harmonious relationships in the world. When somewhere and somehow harmony is disrupted, discomfort ensues. So as you know, if you watch a lot of, conscious medical videos, they'll be like, dis-ease, your body is not at ease, which is true. Your body isn't at ease. When things are out of balance, things that you don't want can form inside of you. They also asked him, what is your understanding of health? He says, health is a condition of reality in which the relationships between man and the external world is in the greatest possible harmony. But health is not only a physical condition, it is also moral as well as a social and even political phenomenon. Health is a system of relationships in which the healthy body exists. And this was from the interview Technologies of Deliverance, interview with Grigori Grabovoi. And he goes on to explain like what a soul is, what a consciousness is, what the kingdom of God is, and various things. But that makes a lot of sense because sometimes you might be physically healthy, but you can manifest a physical disease because you are not mentally or spiritually healthy. Because you're keeping toxic feelings inside of your brain and your heart, it can turn into a manifestation in your physical body. Though there was one part of this book where I was like, whoa, this is really, really getting good. And it says concentration exercises and the guidance of events through information for the restoration of the norm. They're very technical when it comes to this. They're very technical. So I'll try to break it down in the simplest way possible. It says the concentration, this is Grigori's quote, the concentration of one's consciousness can lead to a radical change in the structure of the entire world. With the help of focusing one's consciousness, for example, on some organ of the body, it is possible to change the condition of this organ to restore its health. I feel that this is very true because sometimes when you focus on something, it will be affected. If you don't give a baby attention during its vital growing stages, it will negatively impact or affect its development. So if you can destroy someone for lack of attention, if you can destroy something by giving it the negative attention, you can heal yourself by giving yourself positive attention. He says, when the concentration of consciousness becomes greater, I went ahead of myself. When in the course of development, a person's concentration of consciousness reaches a certain level in a particular space, then this space begins to subjugate itself to this person. This results in a change in the structure of the world. The world no longer determines the structure of man, but now man sets the tone. So you can develop these concentration skills and change the environment around you. Now the environment is not having an effect on you because you have grown above this environment. Now you are the one who is in control. And he says, when the concentration of consciousness becomes greater than the concentration of matter, for example, an automobile, then a person becomes invulnerable. He becomes indestructible. The thoughts, words, and deeds of a person become the primary element. Cars, buildings, planets, and other material objects become in contrast secondary elements. This is the next level of existence. And I had to read that part over and over and over when I first started reading this book. Because when you think about it, everything is moving. We're atoms moving. I don't see why I couldn't eat this table right now. This table is made out of atoms. I'm made out of atoms. There's something that can destroy us both and send us back to our cellular form. Yet I'm thinking that this table is indestructible, when in reality, I am the one with the power. If I really wanted, I could just make this table vanish with my imagination if I concentrated hard enough. There's a man that I was watching videos of who was eating inanimate objects. He ate an entire airplane. I'm not kidding. He ate an entire airplane. He ate a car. He ate something else. There was something how his body operated where whatever he ate did not destroy him. And the same can be said for us. I'm not saying go out and eat a car. I'm not saying go out and eat an airplane or a lamp or anything. But once you have reached that level of consciousness, your body, your physical body can be rejuvenated. It can almost become impenetrable. It can almost become indestructible. I've been looking at a lot of videos about talking about the new earth. The new earth. I just started hearing about this thing. But it's like you're a 2D or a better version of yourself, like a 5D version of yourself. It's like me upgrading 3 times as much, and that is me in this new earth. So he's saying that it is up to us to change the environment around us. The collective consciousness can change what happens. Morphic resonance. Some people couldn't run a certain amount of miles in a certain amount of minutes until somebody else did it. When somebody else did it, it gave the collective permission. It allowed them to give themselves permission to beat this person's record. The same when Jesus the Christ was here, if he existed or not. He said, you can do greater things than I can do. And he demonstrated, and he allowed his disciples to do the same things that he did. Mantra siddhi or siddhi. So it's basically the same concept. Concentration on numbers. Working with the restoration of the human organism through concentration on numbers. God, this sounds so medical, but okay. Numbers are not only mathematical symbols, but also energies of the Creator. Working with a single number or a sequence of numbers can bring about a healing. You can, for example, select a number sequence from the book by Grigori Grabovoi, Restoration of the Human Organism Through Concentration on Numbers, for its corresponding disease. So that's what I meant when I said I went to the bookstore and I saw all of these books by him, and they were just books of numbers. Each number sequence was corresponding to a certain organ in the body. It says, put the number sequence into a sphere and then mentally reduce the size of a match head. Then mentally reduce the sphere to the size of a match head. Now take the healing vibrations into your body and hold them for a while. It is also possible to picture the numbers and number sequences in various qualities of light and various colors. All concentration exercises are to be carried out in a state of inspiration, which means that you must enter into the state of the spirit. So I guess it's like put this in a sphere, like this. And he says, mentally reduce it to the size of a match head. So ironically, I have matches with me around here somewhere. So just imagine this is my sphere, it's a candle, and I'm reducing it to the size of this match head. I think it gets reduced to this size because it's almost like a mental laser. You know, lasers are like beep, pinpoints. I think that's what he's trying to get the practitioner to do, is to create a mental laser for your illness or your malady. Normalizing body weight. Restoration of vision. So he's giving you a few examples of how to increase your healing. He shows you how to use this number sequence to restore your sight. Here's one that might be fun. Technologies for rejuvenation. So this is if you want to look younger. Take a photo of yourself in which you are young and happy. Hold it in front of yourself at eye level. So this is a photo of me in 2017. I was starting to kind of love myself again, and my hair was popping, and I had all my teeth until this year. So when I look at this picture, it's like, okay, I've survived, I'm starting again. So I take this photo of myself, which I'm young and happy. I hold it in front of myself at eye level. So I'm looking like this lady in here. In the space between your face and the photo, on the level of your forehead, picture the following number sequences and focus on them. In the space between your face on the photo, on the level of your forehead, okay, it's like, I don't know if they meant the photograph or, because this is that lady, like, yeah, this is, maybe it's like we have to put the photo at the same length that we are. And here are the number sequences. The first one is 2145432. And the next one is 2213445. So this is what order you put it in. You can also illuminate the number sequences with a silvery white light. If it is easier for you, you can write the 2 number sequences on the photo above your head. So I'll have to write this on here. Maybe I'll print it out bigger. While concentrating upon the photo, remember the happiest moments of your youth and your present time, and imagine happy moments for your future. You can repeat this exercise several times a day until it has become anchored in your consciousness. Then you can focus on plants. Focus on crystals. So let's say you have crystals at home. Let's say you don't have plants. Focusing on crystals. Mentally project these number sequences onto the stones and picture an image of yourself in which you are healthy, young, and happy. So you take the crystal. Let me go get a crystal first. Hold on. Let's see. I could either use labradorite or I could use this one. So I'll use the labradorite instead of the carnelian because it has it's almost like a mirror. So I look at the crystal and I project the numbers, and here's the number sequence. The first sequence is 8275432. And the second sequence is 8223745. So I'll repeat it again. First sequence, 8275432. Next sequence, 8223745. And I just look at this crystal. I visualize myself all youthful and happy and full of light and joy. And I just can close my eyes or look at the crystal and just imagine it into the stone. I can even take a grain of sand for this focus. Let's say you have selected a particular stone. Imagine a sphere around it as you are focusing on it. So I'm placing the stone basically in a globe almost. Just imagine a globe, like a crystal ball, and the stone is inside of a crystal ball. This is the information sphere. Mentally see all of the events that you need appear within the sphere. You simply place the events you need into this sphere. So yeah, that's just one example of how to do it. Okay. Then he talks about squeezing out numbers and it's just so, well, not him, but the authors. They talk about squeezing out the numbers. I'm trying to get this as simple as I possibly can, but the way that they explained it, I feel like I would need some type of video to see it happening. That's why I'm giving you the easiest examples. Concentration on colors of the rainbow. One way to get rid of a disease is by concentrating on the colors of the rainbow. You must work your way through the colors one by one. Select the color that most catches your attention and focus upon it for 3 to 5 minutes. This color that most attracted your attention will influence its corresponding organ, causing it to change the frequency of its vibration. You need to concentrate several times within an hour after 10 p.m. I don't know why after 10, but yeah. You can also focus on the color white, but I would recommend focusing on the rainbow colors because sometimes you'll have something in your body that you don't know is there. Guidance using sound waves. Stand out in nature and listen to the rustling of the wind in the trees. Focus upon an individual and a collective goal. Concentration goal, general deliverance and harmonious development. When you concentrate on a goal for all, your goals also improve. When you create a goal or send out good vibrations to the world, that will help to boost your own manifestation. It even says this in the book, which I don't know where it's stated because I didn't take notes, but basically what you give from your heart will come back to you. It is the law of 3. Shows some examples of like concentrating and putting your, I don't even know. I have to read this again. I'm not very mathematical. I'm more visual. And sometimes I'm more visual when it comes to things moving. Like when you show me this, I'm just like, what is going on? Like, which way is it going? It's like from left to right. It's a very technical book. They talk about the creation of deliverance cells. Picture a number of spheres surrounding your body. There are portions of your mind closest to the awareness, the nearby spheres. The spheres furthest away are the portions of your mind further from the awareness. Like deliverance cell, number sequence. So you basically put a number sequence in a sphere and project it to your body. Now you can use this method and create it in your own way. Personally, in my personal opinion, if you're going to do all of this, I would just create a visualization exercise that would be simple for you, whether it's just looking at a number sequence, whether it's imagining the number sequence in your water or on your food and then consuming it, writing it down, writing it onto your skin, speaking it, making songs about it, making a poster that you can look at every day, just like drawing the number sequence on different things. You can make it as simple as you want it to do. The authors also give number sequences for like businesses, like for success. So the sequence for the normalization of financial situations is 714-273-21893. If anybody's having trouble with any money. So yeah, as I was saying, let me tell you a little bit about Grigori Grabovoi, since I'm at the end of the book. Grigori Grabovoi was born on November 14th, 1963 in the village of Bulgara in the province of Kirov in Kazakhstan. He completed his studies in mechanical engineering in 1986. He is a member of the International Academy for Information as well as the Russian Academy of Sciences. For a time, he was consultant to the Russian Federal Aviation Service, and he is the discoverer and author of a number of works on the creative field of information, which encompasses all informational objects and models in any place on the space-time continuum. Ooh. Okay, so he is clairvoyant, he's psychic, he's examined hundreds of airplanes. His work is directed toward the prevention of catastrophes through the creation of a non-destructive unfolding of events, and he explains how in working for the general deliverance of all, one can come to a guidance of events in the world at large and in one's own personal life. My overall thoughts about this book, or this number sequences, is we are moving into a time where either these brand new technologies that we have never seen before is coming to pass, or technologies that have been hidden from us are being brought to the surface again. We are going to have to, as a collective, change our mind, open our minds, because there are going to be things that are going to be coming within the next 10, 20 years that we would have thought are impossible right now, that are going to be normal, going to be average every day. Just think about it, like airplanes. I'm sure airplanes existed in the ancient past. I'm pretty sure. We just don't know about it. But just imagine someone at the turn of the century or the late 1800s and they're just like, okay, whatever that flying thing is, like, no, we can't fly. And next thing you know, they're in our future and they're looking in the sky and there's just this giant object just flying through the air. That would seem crazy to them. You know, it would seem crazy to them that you can divide cells in a petri dish, or you can talk to somebody on a contraption miles away in another country, or type messages on a computer screen. Like, to them, that would be outlandish and insane. However, to us, it is just our normal everyday life. So what this man is trying to do is get us all on the same level so that we can manifest our healing, like a collective healing. We can heal ourselves of liver damage and teeth breaking and pain and various things. They can incorporate it into the medical field. I was reading a book last year called The Energy Cure. And there's this man who was an atheist who could do hands-on healing. And he went to the different medical schools and was showing them that they could heal this form of cancer that was basically deadly. It was like a death sentence. And when the doctor saw it, the doctor was so disturbed because they said, well, if this can be done, why do I even have a degree? What is my purpose of becoming a doctor if this can be simply done as laying on of hands? There's going to be a conflict that will go on. I don't know how many people have used his number sequences personally. I think I would like to try these sequences myself, which I can do in this book, Concentration Exercises, which I will most likely do in a book review on this one. It's a concentration exercise for every single day of the week, for an entire month. This is Grigori Grabovoi. So yeah, if you are interested in looking up the number sequences for whatever you need, you can just look online. In fact, I downloaded some of the number sequences in my spiritual notebook where I keep all of my spiritual information, and I will share some of them with you. Hi everyone. So I am going to be looking at this list because I found it. I am going to tell you some of the common problems that people have come up to me for whenever I worked at a health store. And I will give you the number sequence to help with the healing of these issues. I'm trying to keep it just common, so maybe you could use it for yourself and maybe put in some suggestions of how you can imagine these things. So allergies, the number sequence is 451 43212. There's arthritis, which is 811110. Asthma, 8943548. I wonder if you can imagine this number in the air and put it in the sphere and then try to inhale it to help with your asthma. Caries, 5148584. If you know somebody in a coma, there's 1111012. And maybe you can imagine the numbers on their body or on their brain, or even write the number on them, or place the numbers above their head. If you're a girl and you have cramps, you can maybe imagine the sequence on your stomach or your area where you're feeling cramped. It'd be 512-454-24. So I'm looking through here to see if I can find something for my teeth. Tooth fracture. Tooth fracture. 814-454251. So I guess I'll imagine it in the mirror, or imagine it on my toothbrush or something, or imagine it while I'm doing oil pulling and wheatgrass pulling. So yeah, this list I got from online. You can also get his books that have a complete list of the number, whatever, sequences. I printed off this list from www.eequalsvs.com. So here's where I printed it off at the bottom. So yeah, I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you need any more clarity, you can just put whatever you need in the comments and I can try to look it up for you. Talk to you later, everyone. Bye-bye.